This week is International Dot Day. Now that you read the book The Dot by Peter Reynolds, we're going to create our very own dot in art class. To make our artwork today inspired by the dot, we're going to need a couple things. We need 2 pieces of blank paper, one to make our artwork, and one to catch any marker that might go through and get on the table. So 2 pieces of paper, something to color with like crayons or markers or colored pencils, and you're also going to need your black Sharpie today. If you don't have a Sharpie, maybe a black marker or a black crayon could work as well. We're going to be using 3 elements of art to create our project today. We're going to be using lines, shapes, and colors. So the first thing we're going to need to do is create this gold swirly frame that's going to be around our very own dot. So to do that, we're going to get our blank piece of paper ready to go with our messy mat underneath. And I'm going to take my black marker I have, or maybe you only have a black crayon, that's okay too. And what I'm going to do is go to the very tippy top of my paper, and I'm going to put my finger right in the corner. So follow along with me. I'm going to start in the corner and I'm going to go over a little bit, maybe 2 or 3 finger space, about that far over. And from here, I'm going to draw a straight line, the best that I can, all the way down to the bottom of my paper. So I'm going to keep my hand nice and still. I'm going to put my marker down. I'm taking my time, going all the way to the very bottom. If your line is not perfectly straight, that's okay. We're just practicing. You could even use a ruler to help draw your straight lines. Try to go about the same amount over, so about 2 or 3 fingers worth, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to draw a straight line all the way down. If I go too fast, just hit the pause button until you're ready to keep going. Okay, now I can turn my paper horizontally or to the side. This might make it a little easier to draw towards me. I'm going to make the sides of the frame here. So same thing, let's go to the very corner. Let's move over about 2 fingers worth. And I'm going to draw another straight line all the way down to the bottom of this side. Now I'm starting to get a frame. I'm going to do it one more time over here. Come to the very corner, scoot over, and draw all the way down to the bottom. Let's talk about our first element of art, which is line. We can use all kinds of different lines to decorate our frame. Let's take a look at what they could be. Lines can be straight, dashed, zigzag, curly, curved, dotted. The castle lines are kind of fun. Cloud lines and even spirals. Of course, there are other kinds of lines you can use too. So I'm just going to pick some different lines and I'm going to create them in my frame. Now it's your turn to draw some lines on your frame. I always like to snap my cap shut so my markers do not dry out. So make sure your cap is back on if you were using a marker. Now I'm going to be choosing a color to fill in my frame. I might use this golden yellow color because Vashti's dot was framed in gold, but you can choose any color you'd like. Now when we're coloring, we're going to take our time. We're going to go back and forth and try to fill in the space the best that we can. We're trying to hide most of that white paper with our color. I like to call those little white spaces that we can see peekaboos. So we're trying to get rid of any peekaboos that might be showing through underneath. So back and forth until you fill your whole gold frame. Be nice and neat, especially along the edges of your frame. When you're done coloring your frame, put down your markers or crayons so you can watch me make a dot before you make your own.
Now we're ready to focus on our next two elements of art, which are shape and color.
Now it's time to create our dot. So what we're going to do is actually create a little circle in the center of your page. You can use any color, any kind of coloring material you want, and we're going to take that circle and we're going to color it in. Doing my best to be nice and neat. From here, I'm going to start creating more circles that are going to start radiating out from the center dot. They're going to be called concentric circles. It's a big word, but they're kind of fun to make. So here's how you do one. You're going to very slowly and carefully just make a circle around that circle. And I can choose to color it in. Okay, I did my best to color in all of those white spaces, and now I'm going to choose another color, and I'm going to do that one more time. I'm going to make another circle. It's going to be a little bit bigger. The bigger your circles get, the little trickier they get, so I'm going to take my time and make the best circle that I can do. Now remember, if your circles aren't perfect, that's okay. We are practicing, and every time we practice, we become better and better artists. There we go, I made a circle with circles. Now I'm going to choose another color and keep going. You could even add different lines that will go around in a circle shape. It's up to you. You're the artist. You can decide if you want to leave your background blank. Do you want to color it in a solid color? Do you want to add some extra dots in the background? It'll be totally up to you. You are the artist.
This dot inspired me to turn it into a flower. Maybe your dot will inspire you to turn it into something else.
The final step is to sign your name. I'm going to find my spot down here, and using something dark that I can see, I'm going to write my name the best that I can. Okay, my amazing artists, I hope you had fun today. Don't forget to take a picture of your artwork and submit it to me so I can see too. See you next time, friends.